we have an amazing young 10-year-old who has written a book that has been accepted by the National Curriculum Development Center, which is also partnering with the Ministry of Education. Now, she wrote a book called Everlasting Adventure, which has been approved on the curriculum just, for reading at only 10 years. 10 years. Even me, I failed to write a book, not even Facebook, but at only 10 years, she has managed to write a book that has been accepted in the curriculum or the education system of Uganda. Well, the taste of the pudding is in the eating. Let's meet Erivania Manuela Janet Ikonyu. Watch this.
What inspired me to write the Everlasting Adventure is I love reading books about fiction, adventure, and so I decided to write my own book.
Erivania Manuela Janet Ikonyu is a 10-year-old girl in primary 4. She has developed herself into writing children's storybooks. Most of Erivania's stories embark on real-life scenarios as well as fiction.
Hide information from an African, put it in written. It is okay, it is true, but also Africans, we even though you put it in written, not that every information is put in written. Even us Africans, we have our own information. Like you can see the writings on the walls, those all things. Maybe even the Americans cannot translate it. You cannot put just everything in written so that you can hide something from an African. You may think Africans are just so little, but they are even much greater than that.
This makes her a versatile author that anyone of any age would be interested in. Erivania is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Paul Owera, and she lives with her family in Entebbe Municipality, Uganda.
He started by drawing pictures. Then later on, she started putting text into those pictures. That is something that she did during the time of lockdown, that entire period. When she was done with her book, we went for a holiday in the village. She kept on writing. We did not know what she was actually doing. It was when we came back and school started, when the schools were opened, she actually gave us the book and told us that, Daddy, Mommy, this is what I've achieved so far during this entire period. I've written a book for you to read. So what we did, we received the book, we started reading it. But in it, there was something that was very inspiring. So we took a step ahead and went to publish it. In the process of publication, we had to hire the editors, we had to get some people to magnify the images to make them look better. So we published the book.
Like we try to explore their talent, because I have a belief that every kid has a given talent. It may be music-wise, it may be dancing, it may be playing football. Let's try to support our children, because in this world, the way our world is going, we can never know how our children will be.
The COVID-19 lockdown triggered Ikonyu's passion for writing. Her first book, The Everlasting Adventure, is so wonderful. This story tackles how people live in the society. It turns out kindness is a key to everyone's life, and without it, you may never realize the true meaning of friendship. Erivania is able to distill complex thoughts and ideas into simple, clear language that is quickly and easily understood by others. This valuable quality helps her tackle even the densest subject matter by breaking it down into uncomplicated pieces. Let's meet 10-year-old Erivania Manuela Janet Ikonyu.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome yours truly, Erivania Manuela Janet Ikonyu. Yeah! Whoa! This is my super girl. Oh, good to see you, Ikonyu. Please have a seat. Wow, let's talk about your book. You know, I saw your book. It's amazing. Everlasting Adventure. Why did you call it Everlasting Adventure?
Because the adventure never stops.
The adventure never stops. It's full blast. Yeah? So, What is it about? What are these adventures about?
Like the adventures are about like sci-fi, fantasy.
Ah, like a fantasy, you know. And then I also had the privilege to look at the book. And when you look at for those who are saying, this is the book that has been admitted by the National Curriculum Development Center, which has been approved. You'll be seeing it in your schools and also in your nearest bookshops. Well, this book, I saw the pictures. Who does the illustrations? Who draws these?
Well, I'm the one who did the illustrations by myself, but then they made them better, like they improved.
Oh, you're the one who drew these and then they had somebody to fine-tune them.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see the everlasting adventure. Now, when a person gets this book, what should they expect to find in it?
They should expect to find good morals.
Morals.
You'll really enjoy it.
Ah, actually, when I was reading through, I saw the first page talks about kindness, the first story, you know, kindness. And it's an amazing story, this kindness story about the royals, you know. It's very interesting. It talks about kindness, you talk about happiness. Why do you like talking about kindness? Why should people be kind, for example?
Like they welcomed Sky into the kingdom. And that is kindness. You're welcoming someone kindly into the kingdom.
Welcoming people is a sign of kindness.
Yeah.
Wow. So when did you start writing this book?
I started writing my book during the lockdown, during Corona time.
Wow. You started writing. So when you were in the lockdown, you said, is this your first book?
Yes.
Tell me, how was the process?
Like I used to love reading when I was young.
Yes.
I could, as I grew up, I started drawing the illustrations.
Yes.
So I decided to make my own book during the lockdown as something to do. Since you are doing nothing at home, why not write a book?
Even me, I was suffering from what to do. I said, what do we do? At least you got something to do. Yeah? So does anybody help you when you're writing these books, or it's just from your head?
Just from my head.
Oh. So how did you feel when they called you that your book is being admitted to be added on the curriculum?
I felt very happy. I really want to share what I have written to other young children in the whole world. And it teaches very good morals that will help children.
Wow. I saw you meet the executive director, Dr. Baguma of National Curriculum Center, Development Center. What was it like? How did you feel?
Very nice.
You felt very nice, eh?
Yeah.
My own stories. Of course, that means she picked a certain skill in what she was being given to read and write. And she decided to write books and publish. At the age of 9 years, it's incredible. And we want to feel proud as Uganda, to say that Uganda has a lot of talent, and we can nurture this talent as it grows up. Because we were saying, oh, COVID-19 came with challenges, children dropped out of school, what. A lot of things have been talked. But here we are to share a very good story of a positive outcome of the horrible COVID-19 pandemic situation. And I'm happy that when our team at National Curriculum, and I'm here with Mr. Jarameso, who is the acting head now of the department, looked at the book of Manuela, they were very, very impressed and inspired. I want to encourage all schools in Uganda to see whether they can get this book.
But when we give the certification to a writer, we believe that that certification already shows the public that who owns the book. It is genuinely written by so and so. So if the author decides to take whoever is reproducing the book without permission from the writer, then the certification that NCDC gives should be one of the pieces of evidence that can be produced in the courts of law.
So how many books so far have been printed of this?
Like I would say 1,000.
1,000. Whoa, that's so cool. So you say that the everlasting adventures never end. Do you expect to see another book?
Yeah.
Are you working on it now?
No, I'll release it in another year.
In another year?
Yes,
This year?
as a surprise.
As a surprise. Hey, will you put me in the book? Eh?
Yeah.
You put me in the book as a character?
Yes.
You put Pablo. The one who eats bananas. Yes?
I love the stories of long ago.
Of long ago, of Badanga, the stories of Nambi and the Bukuku, stories about Labongo and Gipiri, stories about Ola and the Ball, stories about Mr. Hare, Adventures of Mr. Hare. Which other books have you read?
I've read very many books. I've read Cinderella,
Cinderella,
Snow White,
Snow White.
Jane and Peter.
Oh, have you read The Gingerbread Man?
No.
Have you read about The Gingerbread Man? It's a very nice story. So what advice do you have for children out there who want to write books like you?
If you want to write, it's okay, but you don't need to copy me. You can even do something else that makes you feel happy. You may be wanting to write just because you have seen me writing, but when it's not truly what you want to do. Like, if your parent wants to say, why don't you also be like her? You tell them that I'll also be like her, but me, I'll have a different talent that makes me happy.
Wow, you're the real deal, my girl, Manuela. That's so cool. You have your own talent, and they should also find their own space. Do your parents support you?
Yes.
Yeah. What's the best thing they have done for you?
Help me, what? Make this book.
They helped you make the book. So we are looking forward to seeing your next book. So where can people get this book if they want to find
They
it?
can find it in Aristoc booklets,
Yes.
Owera's, and Uganda bookshops.
And Uganda bookshops. Do you have a soft copy? Can people find it online?
Online.
Yes. But they should buy, not so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very important. They say the best things in life are for free, but free things are also expensive. Wow, I love that book, yeah? And I have my sons, I'm sure they'll love one.
Yeah, you can have one book.
Hey, you're giving me one. Oh, thank you. Remember, her first lesson in this book is kindness, and she was kind enough to give me a copy, which I'll share with my children. Thank you so much, Manuela Ikonyu.
You're welcome.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Erivania Manuela Janet Ikonyu. Make sure you go and find this book. It's an amazing storybook. It will help you mentor your children, and it will instill discipline in your children. Well, we'll be back after the break with yours truly, DJ Kanje, spinning the wheels still like never before as we begin the new year in style. Thank you so much, Ikonyu, for being part of this show, and we wish you the very best, and thank you for making Uganda so proud.
Thank you.
You're most welcome, dear.